There's our girl. Just thought some people might like to see Howie after her molt. Here's our girl. She's squishy, so she's extra shy. Oh, thank you for all the roses. I'm expecting that her shell will harden probably in the next 5 days, and then she'll start to eat her molt, and then she'll be just hard enough to eat her molt, and then once she starts eating that, she'll get the minerals from that, and then she'll fully harden. So I'm expecting she'll be back to eating maybe in another 7 to 10 days. But she's acting really good, no distress. She's a happy baby. Yes, she's 8. Sie ist 8 Jahre alt. For my German speakers. Yeah, there she is. My camera's not wanting to focus. Come on. There. Quit adjusting. Okay. Trying to get some better angles. I should have set this up better. There. I think that's better. This is an LED light, but like she's not quite that blue yet, but she will be. She's kind of a dark steely blue right now. Yeah, she's gonna be back to her blue self. The top of her shell will always be brown, and that's just like a defense mechanism so that from above she looks like the ground. That's to help protect her from birds, so her species is adapted to do that. Yes, she used to have red legs, and the tops of her claws were red, and that was when she was little, like maybe for the first year I had her, so she was probably from 1 to 2, and then slowly that red started fading. It was never bright because she's female, so mostly the males are like have the most bright red. Thank you everybody for the gifts. Yeah, so lots of people are asking what she's doing with her little mouth flappies. So between her coming up for air, she is pushing water over her gills to get a little bit of oxygen from the water. She can store oxygen in her body for quite a while, so she can remain underwater for a long time. So this is what she's doing since she's just sitting. She's just giving herself a little oxygen boost. Her lifespan, she's at her species maximum. She's 8. Yeah. So anybody who's just joining us, she did molt. She molted Sunday morning on live, and I think right at the end of her molt, 33,000 people were watching. I got a little bit of rest, but I just feel like it feels almost like cleaning up after the world's biggest party, trying to get through all the messages and gifts and sending all my thank yous and everything from everybody who was being so wonderful. Yeah, she did it. Thank you everyone for the roses. She's doing really well. Yeah, she's gonna be even prettier when she fully hardens and remineralizes. This light kind of has a blue tinge to it just because it's an LED flashlight I'm using. So it's making her look just a little bit more blue than she normally would. Yes, her eye cracks did go away. So the cracked part of her shell molted with her. So she has all fresh eyes. Yeah, and so the hamburger bun is gone, so she's all fresh now. How many more molts will she go through? Um, I mean, she's at her species maximum, so I'm just, every molt now, I'll just be holding my breath until it's her final molt. Yeah, like there's a huge risk of her passing away during molts. Like, for anyone who was watching the molt live, I didn't do a very good job explaining that her leg split, the shell around her leg, and so that affected her ability to pressurize her shell to molt, and so she was struggling major time. I really didn't think she was going to make it, and so I was very, very emotional. So she is likely to be okay until her next molt. I would like to see her eat, but she can't do that until her mouth parts harden. Because right now, like, everything is squishy because she regrew all of her mouthpieces and all of her body. So things have to kind of, reharden before she can eat. I did do a video, you guys, that I posted yesterday. It was a long video explaining everything about what was inside her molt and why it took her so long to molt. So if you haven't seen that video, that's something you should check out because there was a lot of information in that. Hi, Jordan. Can I give her Gerber baby food? So it really isn't about giving her soft things. Like, she will refuse to take food from me until she's done eating her shell. There's the Howie. She's just adjusting. Let me adjust this light here. It's okay, honey. I'm gonna move the camera a little bit so we can see her better. And I'll just hold this. She's still really squishy, so she's like, the light. But she's all right. I gave her privacy for a couple days. We didn't go live just because she was wanting to kind of hide away. Yeah, I know. She's like, I'm naked. Sorry, I'm trying to get this to focus. I'm not really impressed with my phone for lives. Yes, her eyes have changed over time. She did have very yellow eyes, yellow and blue, when she was a baby. But as she's gotten older, they have faded. Yeah, it is giving that one episode of SpongeBob vibes. She's a good baby. Still trying to find the right angle to get it focused. It's a little hard. There, maybe. Is that better? So each molt is different. It will be longer in between each molt. So I'm anticipating her next molt will be in another 9 to 10 months. Her molt before this one spanned 8 months, and then she went about 9 months for this one. So I'm assuming 9 to 10 for her next one. She will be okay as long as she starts eating, but she's gonna do that on her own time. But she's acting fine. Like, nothing's really, going wrong. If you wanted to see her shell, I did post a very informative video yesterday all about her shell. So I'm not going to pull it out again because that kind of upsets her because she's like, that's my dinner. Howie is 8 years old. Yeah, you can see these are Howie's. That's her molt. I mean, those are her old little leggies sticking out. But yeah, no, she might let me touch her, but I'm not going to because she's squishy. I just don't want to cause her any undue stress or risk hurting her or making her feel uncomfortable. So on her own time, she'll come out, and when she starts sitting on her log again, then we start working together again and doing our pets and our hats and everything until she feels comfortable. But she's a squishy baby right now, so I don't bother her too much. Her claws are probably just now starting to harden, but the rest of her body still needs to harden. I can still tell by her coloration that she's still very squishy. So for a starter crab, I would recommend maybe a Halloween or a vampire crab. They have a lot of those at pet stores. Just do your research beforehand so you know what you're getting yourself into. Their enclosures and tank maintenance can be kind of difficult if you don't know what you're doing. Are we having audio problems, or is anyone having trouble hearing me? I didn't want to like shout into my phone. She'll probably spend a week eating her shell, and then when she's when she's done with it, she'll kick it out of her molting cave, and then I'll just go ahead and do like a deep tank clean, and then we'll start putting out. I'll be hand feeding her again. I mean, right now she has like a little bit of cheese and cuttle bone on her log, but she's not interested. I am very nervous for her next molts. Not gonna lie. Howie's zodiac sign is Cancer. I've assigned her birthday to June 24th, just based upon when we got her and her approximate age when we got her. Thank you, Zelina. No, there really isn't anything that could speed up the hardening process. She's already had all of her minerals and everything dosing, iodine, calcium, all of that stuff. So it just takes her time. Her body's just going to do what it's going to do. So I am nervous for her next molt because the last two molts were very, very difficult on her, and 90% of crabs died during their molts. So I will be holding my breath again for the next one. But for now, we can just be happy that she made it and that she's here and that we're going to get back to doing our, fun things with eating and hats and just showing showing you guys her life. I can tell she feels a lot better now. She's not showing any signs of aggression or distress. I got Howie from a pet store in 2016. My daughter chose her. Thank you, Rumpus. So they're molt. She'll be molting probably again in another 9 to 10 months. Thank you, Sika. Thank you, Danny. So it's not annual, it's based on their growth and their size. Thank you, Laughter. Thank you, Sika. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Bortle. Just so everyone knows, I'm probably only going to be doing this live for another 15 minutes. This was just supposed to be a fun little check-in for anybody who happened to be online. Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Summer. Howie's eyesight is so much better, and she's feeling so much better. I can tell she feels good. But as you can tell, there's a little bit of LED blue light in the flashlight I'm using, so that's making her look really blue. But she is kind of a darkish color right now until she hardens up. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Caitlin. She does look so much better, and I know she's feeling better. I think her mouth will harden in probably another 5 days. It looks like she's been thinking about eating her molt. She's been kind of pulling pieces and kind of organizing them. She like put her legs on one side and the shell parts on the other. It's really funny. Have I updated her Amazon list yet? No. I was thinking when she started eating, I would add things. Just because don't want someone to buy her something and then have to, wait a week or 10 days to see her eat it. Yes, the Howie merch on Amazon is authorized by me. So right now, Amazon knows that I am the only Howie the Crab because I do have her federally trademarked because people kept trying to steal her and sell all of you guys merchandise that wasn't going to benefit her. I'm not going to remove the old molt. She is going to eat it. She hasn't come out for pets yet. I don't really handle her until she wants to bask on her log, and then I know that she feels comfortable in her shell. Like, it takes her a little while to come back up because she's actually afraid of being touched because she's squishy. I mean, she's not really afraid of me, but I don't think she would like it very much if I touched her. She's probably had like 25 molts with me. She used to molt every 8 weeks when she was a baby. She's oxygenating her gills right now. Her gills are like all fresh and new and big, and she's not moving. So she can hold her breath underwater for like several hours, like maybe 2.5 hours. So she's getting a little bit of oxygen from the water, but she will surface for air. But she surfaces less frequently after she molts. What food do we suggest we send Howie? I'll probably be adding little jars of caviar. They're not expensive. They're only $10. It's fish roe. It's not like true caviar. Like, I think it would be, I don't know, I hate to say the word wasteful, but wasteful to spend like $100 on a jar of caviar for Howie because she's a crabby. And that money could go towards other things and like vet bills for my other animals. But she likes the caviar that's on Amazon, and I usually get her the cheese that's on there. There's like this Wisconsin brand that ships really well, and she likes that. I'll add little things like, dehydrated fruit and, dehydrated vegetables and stuff that can be sent. Yeah, I definitely need an I Survived Howie's 2023 molt. I am working on that. I was working on that today. A wonderful artist who is a fan and now a friend has made a beautiful design of hers. And I'm putting it together, adding words and stuff. And then I'll be putting that out on Amazon and Spring Tea here very soon. But I'll announce it and put links to it on my website so everyone knows it's legitimate merchandise. Why is it so stressful when she molts? Because she's very, very old, and 90% of crabs die during their molts, and she's at her species maximum age. Yeah, I was crying like a baby when she molted. That was something else. Like, I was so scared, and it was extra scary because so many people were watching, and I didn't want to end the live because people were rooting for her, and I'm just so glad that she did. There's her little happy mouth. Yeah, happy mouth, Howie. Keep waving. Yeah. It's good that she's moving her mouth around, all her little parts. Let me do a little happy mouth at her. Happy mouth, Howie. Can you do happy mouth? Come on, sweetie. Do it again. Happy mouth. Can you see me? She might not be able to see me with the light, but that's okay. No, Howie hasn't eaten yet, so she has to have her mouth parts harden, and then she'll eat her shell, and then she'll start eating. But I still offer her food every day. I put fresh food in her tank, so it's up to her when she wants to eat. But I'm not starving her on purpose, so this is just what she does after every molt. Yeah, thank you everybody for the roses. Look, Howie, you got roses for molting. Yeah. Yeah, you're so loved, Howie. You were on our local news. Today and yesterday, our local news channel 3 was talking about you, and the that Good Girl News did a little report on you, and even Perez Hilton added you to his story. Lots of people are rooting for you. Mama Tot, she even said, yay, everybody loves you. Howie will be squishy for another week or so. It's kind of a slow process, especially because she's old. But she'll harden up enough to eat her shell, and then she'll remineralize the rest of the way. Oh, was she on the daily? Jen with the good news daily too. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Star Winner. Yeah, molting was really painful for her, so it is so nice to see her calm and relaxed, and just I can tell she feels like $1,000,000. I know she'll feel so much better when she starts eating again. But where can I send Howie stuff? If you go to our website, howiethecrab.com, you can see my P.O. box. My P.O. box is also listed on my TikTok page in the bio. So, yeah. We love getting Howie mail. Yes, they get bigger after every molt. It ranges between 10 and 20% size increase. I have to say, just judging on how big Howie's gotten, it was probably a little bit more than 15%. But I'll have to measure her to know. So Howie's 8 years old. Thank you, Steven. Howie, you got a hat. Yeah, her claws are squishy. So she's really, really defenseless right now. So that's why crustaceans love to hide after they've molted, just because they're so vulnerable. It's like deep in her brain, hey, I'm vulnerable to predators. I gotta just hang out in my cave and chill until I harden. So I've listed her birthday as June 24th. Just based upon when we got her and how old she was when we got her. She was about a year old when we got her. And this person, Dan, you get blocked. Congratulations. Block. Confirm. Okay. All right, thank you everybody for the gifts. Will you put up a video of the full molt somewhere? I still have to. She's doing more happy mouths. I still have to download it. It was like 3 hours, and then I did download the 18-minute part and then sped it up and then showed a time-lapse clip, except for like the end, so that everyone could see the end. But I might go through and try to put that on my YouTube. Anything I post that's like longer than a couple minutes, I put on YouTube. And we're also Howie the Crab on YouTube. Are my allergies triggered by the inside of her molts? Yes. I touched the inside of her molt and my hands were burning. I had to wash them and put cortisone on them because I am allergic to shellfish. Howie would not do well with a mate. Her species is cannibalistic, and she's kind of beyond the age where she would even want a tank mate. They get very aggressive to their own species the older they get. So she does best and is safest by herself. Plus, her species doesn't breed in captivity. The adults need to be in freshwater, but then the eggs need to be put in salt water. I was actually reading a scientific paper today about the salinity content of how to get her species of crab babies to survive, and it would just not be even doable to breed in captivity. Oh, thank you, Ash. Thank you, Owen. No, she hasn't eaten yet. I had maybe like a hour and a half nap after Howie molted because I went all night without sleeping. Um, I'm still kind of recovering from everything. It was really surreal and it was very emotionally draining. Um, just trying to reach out to everybody, all the gift givers and, all the people who supported me. Thank you, Brendan. Thank you, Britt. How does that work in the wild? So Howie is a freshwater land crab. So she, as an adult, would spend the majority of her time on land and then burrow. But then she would stay close to freshwater bodies of water. But then once she molted, female crabs have to be freshly molted before they could mate. And then she would release her eggs into brackish water. It would need to be in like a mangrove. And then, so the little baby crabs, the zoias, would live in the water for 45 days before returning to land. So they would need to be in a special environment that would be like the mangrove for her babies to survive. She will need to molt again in approximately 9 to 10 months. Yes, Howie has refused her favorite cheese. She will not eat until her mouth parts harden. Thank you for the ice cream, Sassy, and thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Pibble Nibble. That's a fun name. Is she out of danger now? I feel like she is 95% out of danger. I still would like to see her eat to make sure her digestive tract is functional. So once she starts eating her shell, I am going to feel 100% better. I mean, I will feel, perfect once I see her eat her shell and then eat food. Thank you, Mingyu. Does her character change at all every molt? She will be a little bit more shy after a molt for a few weeks, but she gets back to herself. She'll be a lot more relaxed. She was very aggressive towards the end. She'll come up for air. She's sitting right now, so she'll probably come up every 2 hours, maybe hour and a half, depending on what she's doing in there. But she is pushing water over her gills to get a tiny bit of oxygen from the water. I do run a bubbler to keep her water oxygenated in her tank. Have there been any issues you noticed with the leg where the shell split during the molt? No, it looks like her leg is okay. It just, when she lost pressure in there, because what they do is they push air and water into their shell to help push themselves out to pressurize their shell, but then she lost all the pressure when that leg split. So that was kind of unfortunate, and I'm really surprised, and frankly, it was a miracle that she pushed her way through and molted. So anyway, I need to end the live. My daughter just got home from school. So thank you, everybody, for all of the gifts and, for allowing me to have a bit of your time to, help you guys see Howie and talk about the molt and everything. So thank you, Alicia. Thank you, Carla. Thank you, Angelbug. A lot of Howie's frequently asked questions and answer are on my website as well, howiethecrab.com. I have everything written all down at the bottom with the questions about her molt. And then I will still be doing daily updates on TikTok, and I will be doing more frequent updates on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you, Blue. Thank you, Hillary. Thank you, everyone who sent gifts. Lisa, Nicole, Bortle, Lisa, Nicole, Shannon. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Julia and Jenny. And AZ Gale and T. Oh, there you are, T. You were a very large gifter on her molt. I want to say a special thank you to you, T. Thank you, Rumpus. Thank you, Feisty. Thank you, Margie and Sweetie and Rumpus and Cry Scolier. Thank you, The Haunted. Thank you, Allie. Thank you for the hat. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Janda. Thank you, Ghostface. Yeah, thank you, Mommy Lay. Thank you, T again. Thank you, Janda. All right, guys, I'm going to end it. Thank you, AZ. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Howie, say bye. Say bye-bye, Howie. Bye. Thanks, guys.